Collingwood initially had a bad reputation for being having a lot of colour, for want of a better word. As I opened, for the first month I would lock the door as soon as it got dark, and it didn't take me very long to realise that there was nothing that scary out there. Once I got connected to the community and got to find out that locals, it was fine. Collingwood's an amazing space. It's just, you've got Housing Commission, you've got $1 million apartments, you've got the gamut. Personally, it's reading people has improved my hairdressing, understanding what people want and how to give it to them. At the end of the day, a good haircut is not a technical one, but it's the one that someone wants. So if you can recreate what they're looking for, it's the best haircut in the world. Smith Street is now the coolest street in the world, and I don't feel as though me being here has helped that, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's really sad for me to leave here because it's fantastic and I love it. If you're in another area, people, they would be reluctant to walk out with hair with foils and colour on it. And here, I've had people go to next door to the bar and order a coffee or a wine with a hair full of colour, and it really doesn't matter. I feel as though I found a home in my hairdressing. I've always felt like at left of centre. I've worked in lots of different types of salons in different areas, from suburbs to Richmond to South Yarra, and I found my home here because it was not quite anything goes, but diversity works here. And that's probably the thing that I adored about coming to Collingwood, feeling as though you could just be and people accepted everything. I guess that's the kicker.
My use of B-roll is one of the most successful elements of my video portrait. This is because I feel through my effective use of B-roll, I've been able to bring my interviewee's words to life and more effectively communicate the story and emotion of the narrative of my video portrait. I believe this is important for my narrative as it focuses on the personal growth of an individual and the feeling of moving away from a place where a lot of that personal growth has happened. Seeks rapport and connection with the audience. The use of visual aids such as B-roll can be broadly effective in creating this connection, especially when the visuals are timed well and picturing relevant and significant imagery. One of the most problematic aspects of my piece is the audio, as it sounds a bit echoey and generally unpolished. I relied on my camera's microphone, which in hindsight was not a good idea, as I was recording in a very echoey environment, as the salon has concrete walls and floors. I could have improved this by using a proper microphone or even the Voice Memos app on my iPhone to try and get cleaner audio. I did attempt to improve the audio through editing, however the improvements were not as significant as I hoped, and as a result, I believe notably pulls back the quality of the rest of the piece. One key learning discovery I had in creating my video portrait was the power of emotion and how much depth it can bring to my piece. Michael Rebiger talks about this frequently in Conducting and Shooting Interviews, where he talks about the responsibility of the interviewer to create an environment where the interviewee is comfortable to share deeper experiences, stating that we, the interviewer, can create a liberating arena for discovery and growth. In my video portrait, growth and connection became major themes influencing my creative motivation and stylization of my video portrait. This emotion was communicated through my rapport with my interviewee, allowing honest and engaged answers, and then emphasized through my B-roll of old photographs and the salon. During the production process, I learned how to approach and direct someone I did not know. As a part of the B-roll, I had to approach one of my dad's clients to get their permission to film them and tell them what I required them to do. This was a daunting task for me, as I am a very introverted and anxious person, especially with people I do not know, so talking to a stranger in this context was a big step for me. However, by approaching my dad's client and interacting with her, I learned that doing such a task is not as difficult as I first perceived. This has given me more confidence in my ability to do it again, and as well as in other projects. And her patience with me allowed me to learn and improve my skills when talking to and directing new people. This matters for my greater development as a media practitioner, as interacting with, working with, and leading other non-familiar people is a common occurrence in the industry. So I'll have to do it again, not only in my future projects at university, but beyond in the workplace.